Hey, welcome everybody. It's Patter and Nico, and we're just having a topic come up that we think could make a difference for a lot of you. So we wanted to record some thoughts for you. So here's the issue. Person receives a cosmic tower, and in some way, when it comes in, they're not harmonized with it yet, right? So Nico, let's talk for a second about what that person might sound like. So an example is, the person's been, say, tracking health concerns for a long time. Maybe they have some EMF sensitivity, and this thing comes in that's generating a different energy, and they like, I'm uncomfortable with it. It's too strong. Can it be dampened down? What other things do they say in those situations?
Yeah, I think you covered most of them, right? Or I feel like I can't really connect with the tower. Even though it's rare, we do get it sometimes like, hey, feels strong to me, or difficult things are coming up, or it doesn't feel like a harmonious relationship. Yeah,
Perfect. Yeah,
right.
and look, let's be clear. This video is not for the majority. This is for the minority that are having this struggle, and that's why we're making it, is to help you to build a bridge from any form of discomfort when it comes in. So we've made other videos about how to connect through playfulness. You might want to check out our Art of Playfulness series for connecting and interacting with your tower. But this is, I'm connecting and I feel friction. It feels prickly. I'm not quite understanding. And so, yeah, so if you identify with that, this is the video for you. Like, keep watching. Um, so, okay, Nico. So, I have some recent insights on this topic, but let's hear what you have on that topic. Like, what's a person to do?
Yeah, I mean, first let's clarify this a little bit. I remember when I was playing tennis, my forehand, it just wasn't right, but it worked for me and it felt normal. And then I actually took lessons and I had to change it. I was like, oh, this is so uncomfortable. Even though I knew in my head that, the coach was telling me the right thing, I couldn't hit the ball and it felt so unnatural, right? That's because our minds, they get used to the way we are, for better or worse. I mean, an even simpler thing might be you have bad posture, and now somebody shows you the right posture, and you start changing it. And it's so difficult in the beginning. It doesn't feel harmonious, even though in your head, yeah, that person's right, and I can totally see that, but it just doesn't feel good. Right. So what happens is that's just natural, this resistance, because you know the body just finds an equilibrium, whether it's good or it's bad, right? So when we start bringing it to the right point, then in the beginning that is uncomfortable. And I think most of you can relate to that, to any change you made in your life, even though you knew it was good for you. In the beginning, it was difficult to change your patterns and to change your habits and to even like change your posture. But then later on, once that became the new normal, you started noticing all these health benefits. And I think that would be a good analogy for people to how to deal with that energy. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with your tower or that it's not for you. Hey, you were drawn to it. You had a feeling inside of you that says, this is great for me. You can trust that, but then also know, to anything new, there is just a time when there's transformation, right? And that might not always feel harmonious right off the bat.
Yeah, and so we go through this process as the person going through this change, and we turn our eyes out on it, and we wonder what's wrong with it. We wonder if it's
Yes.
functioning properly. Maybe I'm the one who got a bad one, or there's something wrong with this technology, or it's not right with me. And it's pretty normal. I'm going through a change in habit right now that's pretty hilarious, which is I'm putting sleep tape on my mouth when I go to bed at night, and
Good for you.
I tend to sleep like all over the place. And I've gone through this before, and after a period of weeks, I started to settle down and actually wake up with the tape on my mouth in the morning. But right now, I like find it stuck to my back of my shoulder. Or yesterday, I found it on my shirt at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, "How did it get there?" So
Mhm.
anywhere other than on my mouth, it's pretty hilarious. But let's talk a little bit about the quantum field for a second, because I've been, guys, we want to make things so that when you make a change and bring a cosmic tower into your life gets better. Like that's the point. That's why we do what we do, is so that your life gets better. And so, as somebody who's I've covered a wide spectrum in this lifetime, and I've gone from like really arrogant and self-centered and unconscious and thinking I was just the cat's pajamas. Like just, I am living life right and all these other people are idiots. That was kind of the thinking that I had then. And so to cover so much ground makes me a good one to like vulnerably share my stories to help you where you are. And so I think what we don't realize, and Nico's been helping me understand this, is that if you take the wave pattern of 5G and you take the wave pattern of fear, they're similar. They're a vibrational match to each other. And so when we're in that unconscious place, thinking of course that we're conscious, right? We think that we're really aware, but we're creating clouds over ourselves. We're creating a match in the quantum field, and we're getting feedback from the quantum field if things are wrong, and then we're blaming other things, we're acting like a victim, or all those things that we do, and we don't know that we're doing it. And so I don't know why I've been blessed to have so much growth in this lifetime, but I've been in the cosmic tower fields for 2 years now. And lately, I'm starting to understand how that works in the quantum field. And so, what I would say is that I'm in the quantum field all the time anyway. And it's a little bit confusing because we're used to tracking things like so individually, myopically, from just our own personal viewpoint. And then there's this collective interaction, and wrapping our consciousness around what's going on is not like first nature. It doesn't just happen easily. But I'm starting to realize, as I'm in this really harmonious stage right now, like instead of looking at what's right or wrong or judging myself or assessing myself, the words that I've been telling myself lately are make good choices. Make good choices. Make good choices. Make good choices. I say that to myself all day long because I can tell that my life is a reflection of the choices that I'm making. And so inside of a mindset where I'm just saying make good choices, I've been picturing myself as part of a electric network that goes around the globe that has living water and harmonic energy fields for everyone. And I have a role in that, which is simply to plug things in, to help move things forward so that that network grows. And there's this funny thing that happens when I have time and energy to do outreach from the company, which is I will turn in a direction, I'll have a set of activities, and I will engage in telling people about the cosmic tower, the aqua energized. I'll be asking people to join this network of living water and living harmonic fields. And then either later that day or the next day, from over here comes all this stuff that matches vibrationally what I was doing over there. So the people that I actually call, they don't tend to be the ones that take action. These ones that I had no idea about, they come in. So that's the way the quantum field works. And so when you get your cosmic tower is working beautifully, and it's creating this harmonic field that comes in and crashes, like maybe there's a better word there, but the two energy fields of the way you are and the way you want to be run into each other. Yeah, you want to say something about what happens with those fields, Nico?
Well, they coalesce, right? And like they come together. And you make an important point, which is that wherever our awareness is, we create a resonance with. So if we are aware of a tree, you're connecting with it, and there's an energy and an information exchange. And this works both ways. When you spot every 5G tower in the neighborhood, I mean, you're creating a resonance. So basically, you're taken even more of that information in, and you're taking even more of that energy in. So don't underestimate the power of your awareness. And Dr. Ibrahim Karim actually made me really aware of this, because he was talking about people with electrosensitivity. And then he said, well, you also have to look at your mental and your emotional body. Like, if that's what you are focused on, or you are in emotions, like you said, fear, or that also creates similar waves that resonate with that, you will draw more of that energy to you. So that's where you talk about choice and making decisions. It really is not just about actions. You have to take it all the way up. And it's like, which thoughts do you choose to entertain? What emotions do you get entangled with? Because now your body is basically resonating with that frequency. And then if that's detrimental, whatever is of that same frequency that's like around you, you will entangle with, and you will bring that energy in. So you're much more powerful than you think you are, for better or worse. And it doesn't mean whether this is conscious or unconscious, right? I mean, it's
So
still, you're affected by it.
yeah, so we grow up, and if you go through a childhood, you develop some thought patterns that are not supportive of your overall well-being. They're great for teaching you and expanding awareness, but they can be painful, and they become habits. And so then you bring this cosmic tower in, and you've got the old wired in ways of being, and you have this new harmonic field. And what I experience happens in that is that um, when stuff comes up, it gets easier than the old pattern thinks it's going to be. So it's not
Mhm.
that things don't happen. It's not like you become immune to stuff happening in life and everything's like, flowers and daisies and, floating around. Like stuff still happens. It's real life. We're still in a body living. It's just that our reaction and the outcomes soften, and they become kinder and a little better, and we start to see it differently. And so as we start to see it differently, one of the profound changes that's happened in this last week is I'm living inside of um okay, so what happened was I noticed that I look in the mirror like 5 times a day, and I judge myself. And so I'm inside of this story of how big is my gut and how do I feel about that? And I noticed the whole dialogue was about judging. And I was like, gosh, I feel really good right now. I'm physically well. And like, I would probably enjoy being a little lighter on my body, but I can move well in the world and I feel good about myself. And so I was like, well, I want to stop judging myself. So instead of, I don't want to look in the mirror 5 times a day anymore, but I still, if I catch myself doing it anyway out of habit, I go, oh, look, I'm making great choices. Look how well I'm moving now. And so I've had enough harmonious experiences falling into the quantum field that the feedback comes back positive. And so the underlying belief that has shifted in the last week for me is that my body is truly healthy and well, vibrant and strong, and that it's getting better and better all the time. That's like the opposite of what I've lived the last 30 years. I was always looking for what's wrong next. And so I would be a match for what's wrong next. And now I'm looking at, gosh, what amazing thing can I do now? So, the pattern of a harmonious interaction with the quantum field has strengthened for me to the point that that's now what I am anticipating from it. So the whole thing's coming up, and it didn't come up in a day or a week or a month. Like it takes time to have those interactions and have that go. And that's what we want for everybody. So when you have an entanglement that happens upon the arrival of your tower, this video is your invitation to take a reflection about how you think, how you feel, what kind of things you're saying to yourself, and what your interaction with the quantum field is. And when you're lost and you don't know how to create the harmonious experience that you want, to just quiet yourself maybe put a finger on your heart and push your heart energy to that finger and feel your cosmic tower and invite a deepening of that relatedness, that it becomes more and more aware for you. Because there's nothing wrong with your tower, and there's nothing too strong or too weak or too jagged or too anything. It's just coming into resonance with this higher vibration.
Yeah, and when you were talking about the mirror, the outer world is your mirror on the quantum level. What you hold true within yourself, consciously or unconsciously, is reflected in the outer world. So when you change within, that's also reflected. And then you talked about creating harmony. I would just say allow yourself to relax into that, because oftentimes, I mean, the cosmic tower has this harmonious energy, right? But we, with our good intention, we want to do too much to make ourselves feel it or whatever, while it's actually the other way around, which is relax. And like, it's good to talk to your tower about intentions or setting intentions. But then I remember Carrie Bennett talking about how she was getting a lot of benefit was to just sit with the tower for 20 minutes in silence every day and not have any expectations. And then you open, to go back to your quantum field, then you open yourself up to the whole realm of possibilities for that to come in, right? Because else, when you focus on one particular thing, it's like you filter everything else out. While we relax and just be curious, and if something happens, great. If it didn't either, you will see magical things start happening, because that's ultimately what we're meant to do in this time, which is to relax more and more into our own source connection. And that's how things come in, versus the old way of focusing and manifesting and making it happen, right? And once
Right.
that really clicks, it creates a beautiful flow, and it creates a less stressed life.
You guys, it's so perfect that this comes up in the video. I mean, let's not hide the fact that sometimes Patter thinks he's a human doing, not a human being, and that, part of my great change in this lifetime has been my friendship with Nico and these constant reminders. And so, here it is. My language for how I interact with the field is getting revealed right here on the call. And here's Nico with the gentle reminder to just be, to just fall back into the harmony that is our baseline. And I don't have to go out there and do anything and get it. I just have to stop long enough to just let it catch up to me and surround me and let that be me. So it's a never ending opportunity for expansion, growth, awareness, consciousness, this dialogue. And I love that little bit of coaching that Nico just gave to me through talking to you just showed up right on the video. So thanks for that, Nico.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, we're here for you, and we understand that sometimes there's steps and adjustments that happen as you get a cosmic tower, and we want to help you with that. And that's why we're making this video, and we'll keep making videos, and we'll keep having phone calls, and we'll keep engaging with your comments. So if you have something about this that you're struggling about, you can just email support@thewellnessenterprise.com, or put a comment below the video, and we'll respond to it there. Please do remember to like the video and comment and engage with it. As you do put comments below, YouTube then shows the video to more people, and that helps people learn about the Cosmic Tower. So interacting with us through the comment stream is a great way to have the project spread. So we appreciate the chance to be involved in this with you, and we thank you for your participation. And if there's anything we can do to support you, please let us know.